Deepwater Horizon, the largest marine oil spill. On the Gulf of Mexico, April 20th, 2010, a natural gas explosion broke the concrete core of the Deepwater Horizon's rig, killing 11 workers and injuring 17. By April 22nd, the oil began to leak into the Gulf, with over 60,000 barrels leaking per day. The spill extended over more than 57,500 square miles of the Gulf, while also polluting the beaches of Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, and Louisiana. An estimated 1,100 miles of shoreline were polluted. Due to this, over a third of federal waters had to close down fishing industries with the fear of contamination. In early June, a lower marine riser package cap allowed the oil to be siphoned, containing the amount of leaking from the top of the spill. In addition, wells were made to seal the bottom of the spill. However, oil continued to leak years after the explosion. By October, most of the closed areas were deemed safe. Oil continued to wash ashore in many areas, however, much of it could not be removed. Thousands of birds, mammals, and sea turtles were plastered with leaking oil. Researchers suspect that contaminants from the spill had made organisms more vulnerable to environmental dangers. Birds were particularly hurt by the spill, and many died from either ingesting oil as they tried to clean themselves, or because the substance had hindered their ability to regulate their body temperatures. According to a 2014 study, up to 800,000 birds were thought to have died. The spill continued to indirectly affect individuals, as eggs laid in Minnesota, Iowa, or Illinois were also found to be contaminated. Animals found alive were transported to rehabilitation centers and released into oil-free areas. Concerns about the offspring of sea turtles, many commercially important fish species, and dolphins were all reported. Many of these organisms came from different parts of the world, making this spill a global effect. After investigation, it was found that many BP employees ignored early indications of a problem, and thus missed the opportunity to prevent the full-scale explosion. Although it's been over a decade since the spill, the BP oil continues to pollute the Gulf. The impacts of the spill are still ongoing and significant, hurting the fish and marine species along with the beaches and wildlife along the Gulf.